Hi there. In this video, I want to talk about the concept of exploring slope. We have four kinds of slope. So we have four kinds, and I always draw this picture to help me out. Okay, and so if I have a line that's going in this direction, that slope is going to be positive. If I have a line going down to the right in this direction, it's going to be negative. If I have a line that goes straight across, okay, that's horizontal, that slope has zero slope. If I have a line that goes straight up and down, this is what we call undefined or no slope. Or no slope. Now we can calculate the slope the same way we did in the last section. Okay, we can use a graph, we can use points, and we can use a table. However, once you get to the part where you're actually evaluating the slope, it might be positive, it might be negative, it might be zero, or it might be even be undefined. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. Now, we can calculate the slope of a line the same way that we did before, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stair-step model to go from one point to the next. And so I'm going to go down and then over, down and over, all right? And what this is going to allow me to do is to determine where I go, all right? So if I go down, all right, I know that all I do is need to count the spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2. So this is 4 over 2 and 4 over 2. Now, because I'm going down, what I want to think about is going negative. If I'm going over to the right, that's a positive 2, but down 4 means I'm going negative and over 2. So that's one way to think about it, is if you go down, that's negative. But the other thing that I want to think about is just simply the fact that my line is going down to the right is going to make my slope negative. And I'm going to do 4 over 2. Now I can divide 2 into negative 4, and that's going to give me a slope of negative 2. Now, if I just have this slope of negative 2, remember that I'm just simply just having this over 1. Okay, and that's my slope of this line. Okay, let's use the formula for this. So in this case, if I want to calculate the slope between these 2 points, what I want to do is use my formula. And that formula is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now what I want to do is label my points. This is x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And I'm going to just plug these into the formula. So I get my slope m is equal to y sub 2, which is 3, minus y sub 1, which is negative 5, over x sub 2, which is negative 1, minus x sub 1, which is 3. Okay, so at this point, regardless of my signs, I'm still subtracting these values. All right, so I'm going to evaluate this and rewrite this. 3 minus negative 5 is really 3 plus 5, and negative 1 minus 3 stays the same. Now 3 plus 5 gives me a value of 8, and negative 1 minus 3 gives me a value of negative 4. Now I can divide negative 4 into positive 8, and that's going to give me a slope of negative 2. All right, and that's the same points, you know, guys, these are the same points from that previous example, okay? The next example that I want to do is draw a line with a slope of negative 3 that passes through the point 2, 4. Now what I've done is I've gone through and I've plotted the point 2, 4, okay? So that's the first thing I want to do, is actually just plot that point, and then I want to use my slope to generate more points. And my slope m is equal to negative 3. Now to write that as a rise over run, I'm going to put that over 1. Now because my slope is negative, I'm going to go down to the right, okay, or up to the left. And so what I want to do is go down 3 units, so 1, 2, 3 over 1. And now I'm going to plot that point, okay? I could also go up 1, 2, 3, and go over 1 as well, okay? That will give me the same thing. Now that's the point 2, 4 that we started at, but what we can do is identify the fact that this is the point 3, 1. Or I could say that this is the point 1 and then 5, 6, 7. So 1, 7. Okay, and all these points form a line. Okay, and so I can draw that line, use a point, and use a slope to generate more points on that graph. Okay. On my last example, I want to draw a line with an undefined slope that passes through the point -2, -5. Now what I've done is I've plotted the point -2, -5 in quadrant 3. Now what I want to do is draw a line with an undefined slope, and I just know that that's a line that goes up and down. Okay? Remember that we have 4 kinds of slope: positive, negative, 0, or undefined. Okay? And so because it's undefined, I just want it to go straight up and down. Thanks for watching this video. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.